That's awesome. A bucket of pink liquid is poured into the mold. It turned into the chalk in front of me. Such a unique production process. I guess many people haven't seen it. Today, we will give you a detailed understanding of the production process of chalk. Chalk is mainly divided into dusty chalk and dust-free chalk. With the popularization of awareness in recent years, dust-free chalk instead became a main. As a large bag of calcium sulfate is poured into the bucket, production officially begins. The main materials of chalk are calcium carbonate and calcium sulfate. A small amount of calcium oxide is added. Calcium carbonate and calcium sulfate, limestone and gypsum. The huge iron barrel in front of you is a mixing barrel. As the machine starts, first, stir and mix. After mixing, add other ingredients. Just like making glass. When making chalk, also add some finished chalk. This material helps the transformation of plaster of Paris. With all the added materials complete the mix, stirring will begin. In order to fully integrate calcium sulfate and additives, this process will last for more than 10 minutes. As the mixing is completed, the plaster at this time is in a paste state. Very sticky. It takes manpower to separate them. Seal it and cool it for a long time. Keep rubbing the cooled plaster. Long strip shape. The specific operation steps are similar to those of kneading noodles. Place on top of the machine to extrude the segments. The machine in front of you, it is somewhat similar to a noodle machine. By squeezing, now it has become a plaster strip about 1 meter long. Through the processing of the right wheel, now it's getting thinner. Depending on the machine, chalk can also produce hexagons or circles. The metal pieces in the picture are used as a dividing tool. Although it looks like chalk, but it's still a little soft. Unable to write on the blackboard. So start the drying process. Make the chalk drier. Only after going through the present stage. Chalk at this time, it can be regarded as a real chalk. Unique knives on both sides, the excess part can be removed. To ensure that the length and size are consistent. The above is the chalk made from plaster paste. Let's start explaining. Specific process of making chalk from liquid. The most obvious difference, the material in the picture is more pink. The main reason is that a certain amount of dye is added. Additives. More water needs to be added to dilute the calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and requires constant stirring to ensure that the material does not settle. Reality. Liquid flows evenly into each hole. Then scrape the surface more cleanly. Avoid chalk production. Uneven phenomenon. This process needs to be repeated. After the material solidifies, it can be removed. Use force and the chalk will pop out in batches. Because there is a cylinder under each hole. Metal. It pops out when you push it hard. In addition, yellow, blue, etc. The process is the same as a whole. What do you think of these two techniques? Which one is better? Prepare to transport to the front for air drying and curing. Maybe you didn't see it clearly just now. Mold-specific operation process. Here is a detailed diagram for you. Every time you rotate, the gears will drive the metal cylinder up and down. This pushes the chalk out of the round hole. The milky white material is somewhat similar to milk. Still a familiar method. Keep the liquid on the surface level. Make it fit into each mold. It's basically formed here. After rising, a piece of chalk as thick as a finger. It's finished. The above is the whole process of chalk manufacturing. This video shows two different processes. Compared with the first one, it is more suitable for mass production. The second one is more like a small-scale customization. In terms of production speed, the first one is definitely faster. But if you want to customize dust-free chalk, or special-sized chalk, the second process is often the most suitable. This is the end.